waffle stitch blanket, that is. I just started. The first row is your chain, as long as you want your blanket to be. The second row is double crochet. And then the third row, well, you chain 3 at the end, turn your work, and then you start by putting a double crochet into the top of the next stitch, double crochet around the post, and then you do 2 double crochets into the top of the next 2 stitches, 1 double crochet around the post, 2 double crochets into the top of the next 2 stitches, 1 double crochet around the post, and continue that all the way to the end. 2 in the back, 1 in the front. And then I'll tell you when we turn and go to the other side what we do there. So I'm going to go around the post here with a double crochet, and then you do a double crochet into the top of this next stitch, grabbing both the loops, front and the back loop, as you can see, going right underneath that, underneath both loops. Do 2 double crochets here, and then a double crochet around the post, and then double crochet into the next top of the next 2 stitches, double crochet around the post, and then we have a little bit more to go here till we turn. Double crochet into the top of the next 2 stitches. There's 1, there's 2, double crochet around the post, double crochet into the top of these next 2 stitches, double crochet around the post, and this is how you go around the post. You just go underneath, pick it up with a double crochet, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. That makes your front post double crochet. Then you do a double crochet into the top of the next 2 stitches, and a double crochet around the post, and again double crochet into the top of the next 2 stitches, and 1 around the post. This is what it's looking like so far. This is a waffle stitch. These are all double crochets, just placed a little differently. But if you have your double crochet down, you've got this. You can do this waffle stitch. I'm using a smaller crochet hook than I have been, because my plan is to make a baby blanket here. So I wanted the waffles to be a little smaller. Oh. Double crochet into the top of the next 2 stitches, and then 1 around the post. Double crochet into the top, double crochet into the top, one around the post, you do a double crochet into the top of this next stitch, and you're going under both of the loops there, both a front and a back loop, into the top of this stitch right there. And repeat that. And then you do a double crochet around the post, and then double crochet into the top of the next two stitches, double crochet around the next post, we're getting to the end here. Double crochet around the front post, oh, I keep going out of screen there. Double crochet into the top of these next two stitches, and then a double crochet around this post. Just lift it up, go underneath, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through the last two, and then double crochet in the top of the next two stitches, and then around the post. We're getting close to the end here. Good morning. Yes, I am. Hi, cat lover. Can't believe it's almost to the end of March. Hello. So double crochet into the top of the next stitch and double crochet around these front posts. 2 front post double crochets, 1 double crochet into the top of the next stitch. It's just the opposite of the other side. 2 around the post, 1 in the top, 2 around the post. And this is the waffle. So we started with a chain, the length of the blanket that you want, then double crochets, and then we start with, let's see, which side am I on? Oops, here we go. Then you chain 3 at the end, turn your work, do double crochet into the top of the next stitch, 1 around the post. So you do 1 and 1, and then you do 2 into the top of the next 2 stitches, all double crochets here. 2 into the top of the next 2 stitches and 1 double crochet around the post. 2 into the top, 1 around the post, all the way down. You end with 2 double crochets on the end and chain 3, turn your work. You do 2 double crochets into the top of the next 2 stitches and 2 around the post to start. Then you do 1 double crochet into the top of the next stitch, 2 around the post, 1 in the top of the next stitch, 2 around the post, and on and on. And then you will finish, I believe, with 3 double crochets at the end, chain 3 and turn your work, and repeat like you did on this row. Which will be 2 into the top, or I'm sorry, let me make sure I'm on the right track, not telling you wrong. Yeah, you repeat on this side here. So you just go back and forth. 1 double crochet into the top of the next stitch, 1 around the post, and then 2 into the top of the next 2 stitches, 1 around the post, and then you repeat the other side. If that makes sense, I'll put the pattern in the description box for you. If you have questions, let me know. If you make the chain too long or too short when you're first starting, and you don't have enough at the end, there's ways around that to fix it. Instead of pulling the whole blanket out, you can always make another chain. You can go into the current chain that you're in on the end, making 2 double crochets. I mean, there's ways around fixing things if by chance you get all the way to the end and you've somehow not made enough chains. You know, there's ways around that to fix it. because there's nothing like making your whole chain and double crochets all the way down. You make a big blanket, and then somehow you've inadvertently skipped a stitch or something. I mean, obviously you can frog it out, but you can fix it too a lot of times. Oh, you crochet too, Morgan. Oh, good. Yeah, this is one of my favorite stitches. I've made so many blankets, baby blankets, and big blankets like this for grown-ups too. But it's one of my favorite stitches. It makes such a pretty blanket. Then I usually put a border on it. So even if you get to the point and you messed up something, or your edges, they don't look nice and crisp, straight, you can put a border on it and cover that right up. And you won't even know that you have a little booby there. I'm using a G crochet hook for this waffle. We're doing a double crochet into the top of the stitch, and then double crochets around both these front posts on this side. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Just watching the weather and waking up over here. I've been working on the Navajo diamond stitch blankets, and I thought I would change it up a little bit. Come on live for just a little bit, show you how to start the waffle. Since it is Saturday and it's a nice breakfast morning, it gave me waffle vibes. So I thought, well, let me come on here and show you how to start the waffle. Oh, I'm missing some of my comments. It must have froze up. Oh, that's cool. Is it Emmy? That's so cool. You're working on yours too. Good morning, everybody. Sorry if I missed comments. A bunch just came through, like there was a lag or something. We live way out in the country, so internet's spotty sometimes. I won't always see my messages until a minute later. This is the waffle stitch. I have been working on the Navajo diamond. If you see any of my videos, I have quite a few on there under crochet, the playlist crochet. But Navajo diamond stitch is what I've been working on lately. And I'll have to show you if I can reach it from here, what it looks like so far. Let me see if I can reach it without going out of view. Here's the Navajo diamond stitch that I've been working on. This one and another one, different colors, but this is the border for the Navajo diamond. And so you'll see it periodically throughout. It's very heavy, very nice and warm. Oh yeah, it's spring break. Happy spring break. Anybody that's out there on spring break. So we're at the end and we just double crochet into the top of these last 3 stitches. You go underneath both front and back loops there. And then on the end, that chain 3 that you do, you just go into the top of that, close to the top as you can. And then you do a double crochet into that. And like I said, you'll put a trim on it or a border. So, I mean, you can leave it plain if you want, but to hide any imperfections. And plus it looks nice. You put a nice trim on the end, or the edge too. You chain 3, turn your work, And then we'll finish the other side of the waffle here, like we did down here. And then I think I'll change colors to white after that. Maybe do 2 waffles and then change it to white, 2 waffles of white in the white color. We'll see how it looks. All right, so you start out with a double crochet into the top of this next stitch here. Let me see if you can see that. So you skip this edge, and then you see these front post doubles that stick forward a little bit. You're going to go underneath those. And then the other ones that sit back just a little bit, the 2 that sit back, you're going to go into the top of those. So double crochet into the top of those 2, 1 around the post, and you're going to finish that all the way down. The beginning is a little bit different, where you start with 1 double crochet here in the top of this next stitch, second stitch from the edge, right there, then 1 around the post. So you do 1 and 1, and then 2 and 1. So you do 2 double crochets into the top of these next 2 stitches. There's 1, there's 2, and then a double crochet around the post. And that completes your waffle square. These are all double crochets. And I love this yarn. This is sage green. Thank you guys. Thanks for being here. Hello everybody, welcome in. Happy Saturday. Working on a waffle stitch blanket. When you're going into the top, you go in to the very top of that stitch, picking up both of those loops. And you do a double crochet, you yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 of the loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. That's a double crochet. And you do that all the way down this blanket. All double crochets. Just placed a little differently. If you want to make a trim or a border for your blanket, you can do just a simple single crochet if you want to, which I do a lot. Oops. I think I went through a strand there. These sage green colors and the pinks, the blush pink colors are so popular right now. I made a cake for my daughter, a chocolate chip cookie cake, and she's not a big icing person, but we did do this sage green and pink for her. She requested different flowers on there, and it turned out so pretty. Just have a little bit to go. Then I'm going to change the color, I believe, to white. See how quick this comes together? Once you get going on it, it goes pretty quickly. Of course, depends on how big you make your blanket too. Okay, I'm going to try to change colors here and try the white. We'll see what it looks like. I can always take it, remove it if I don't like it. Sometimes it's just trial and error, seeing what it looks like, and you can always change it if you don't like it. So I added the color there when I had 2 loops left. I just added a new color. I'll show you. So you just put the new color on your hook like that, and then you just pull it through the loops. You still have the green attached. when you're ready, you can clip it and then tie these 2 off together. But I'm going to make chain 3, turn my work. I keep going out of view. Sorry about that. So you can move or turn your work here. And then you're going to start with a double crochet into the top of those next 2 stitches. You don't do anything on the end. Just this stitch and this stitch. Then you'll go 2 around the post. And then it changes to 1 in the top, 2 around the post. Hello, good morning. Double crochet into the top, double crochet around the next 2 posts, double crochet into the top, and 2 around the post. Good morning, Patricia. I'm making a waffle blanket. I have been working on the Navajo diamond stitch. Been working on this one and another one of a different color. So I thought I would change it up this morning, Saturday morning, do a waffle stitch. But this is the Navajo, if you guys are familiar with it. I'm always trying new things and fun things. Thanks. That's what's great about crochet. There's so many different stitches that you can try, and just fun things, fun techniques. And I have multiple projects going at once. If you're a crocheter, you know, you're probably just like that. This is nice. This is a double crochet throughout the whole blanket. Just placed a little differently on each side, but basically it's all it is, double crochets. So it's kind of, once you get going and you don't really need a pattern, you can kind of tell where you're gonna put your stitch. So you don't have to put a whole lot of thought once you get going. You can just sit and relax and crochet and listen to music or unwind from the day. This is my mom's crochet hook. She crocheted when she was with us. She taught me how to crochet when I was just very little. Wish she had patience. Thank God. I'm sure it wasn't easy teaching a little one to crochet. She stuck with me. Good morning. This is the waffle stitch. I thought I would work on a baby blanket this morning and show you all how to start the waffle. Oh, thank you. Yes, it's one of my favorites. Just double crochets throughout the blanket. Placed a little differently on each side, but really if you have your double crochet down, it's pretty easy once you get going. You can do it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Thanks for being here. If you're new to my YouTube Live, welcome. Yeah, definitely. You'll love it. It makes a really pretty baby blanket. And then a nice trim on it, border. Usually turns out really nice. You can actually use, which I've done, use real velvety, soft baby yarn, and it's so soft. This is just the acrylic yarn, but it's soft too. I love this yarn brand. I love this yarn brand, and the white is actually loops and threads. I'm using two different type of brands. Getting close to the end, and then you'll see how we can finish the waffle on the other side. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. We're doing a double crochet into the top of that stitch, and then a double crochet around these two posts into the top, and then two around the post. Okay, and then you do a double crochet into the top of these last three stitches. One right here, one right here, and then this chain 3 from the previous row, you're going to go into the top of that. Here's one. Here's 2, picking up the front loop and the back loop at the top. And then the top of that chain 3 on the end. And then you chain 3 and turn your work. Hello, Patricia. 50 years, approximately. So on this side, this is where we're going to finish our waffle square. You're going to start, you're going to not do anything on the end here. You're going to go into the top of this next stitch with a double crochet, and then do one around the post, and then you're going to do a double crochet into the top of these stitches that sit back a little bit, and then one around the post, two, and then one all the way down. The beginning is a little different. You're just going to do one in the top and one around the post. And then you do two double crochets into the top of these two stitches. And one around the post. And that completes your waffle square, if you can see that. That is a long time, yeah. I started crocheting when I was a little girl with my mom. She taught me how to crochet, and then I just picked it up after that. With crochet, it's wonderful because you can sit a project down and then come back to it later if you want. It's like kind of like riding a bike. But yeah, that's that. So you're going to do a double crochet into the top of these next two stitches. You're going to go under the front loop and the back loop. So if you can look from the top, you'll see kind of like the V shape of this, the loops there. You're going to go under both of those. Double crochet there, and then repeat that to the top of the stitch, and then this is where you're going to go around the post. This post sits forward a little bit. Just go and go underneath it like that. Yarn over, you pull through. Yarn over, pull through two loops. Yarn over, pull through the last two loops. This is what the back looks like. That's what it starts to look like. How much of the white do you think I should put in? Should I go every other? Should I do two green, two white, two green, two white? Or should I just do one little strip of white? Or a big thing of white? What do you guys think? Hi, Coconut. One strip of white, just like this, just the one waffle, and then green, and one waffle. Just to break it up. This is how I waffle. This is how I make the waffle. Yes, that would look nice. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Okay. So we'll do one strip of white and then I'll go back to the green. I think I added an extra loop on there. Let me see. Let's double crochet. Okay, maybe not. The other blanket I'm working on, the Navajo diamond blanket, this one. This is all, these rows are all individual. You tie them off, cast on each row. But this is all single crochet here and then double crochet for the diamond. But this one's a real simple, once you get the pattern down. Oh, thank you. Yeah, once you get the pattern down, it's really pretty simple. Just a single crochet here and then your double crochet. You could do a treble here, treble crochet if you want, but I just changed it to a double. And I've been working on that one and a different colored one, a red, black, white, and gray one. Much bolder colors, but it's also, they're pretty too. They give me that out west vibe. Somebody from another country was saying it reminded them of Egypt, the colors there. The tans and turquoise. And then once we finish this row, we'll go back to the green. See how that looks. You can use pastel colors for these baby blankets, the velvety yarn, which I've made several with the baby yarn. It's just so lush and soft. No more snow. It's just starting to warm up a little bit here. It goes from 20 degrees to 70 degrees. But I'm done with the snow. I want it to warm up. I hear the birds outside, which is a great sign. I'm ready to get outside and crochet on the front porch again, like we did last summer. If you were here with me last summer, oh my gosh, almost every day during a portion of the summer that I was off, I was on live, and we would listen to the birds in the morning and the owls and the coyotes at night. We live in the country, so it gets pretty, we got a lot of wildlife, and it's never a dull moment. It's always fun. But I love to crochet outside on the front porch or the back deck. Very peaceful out here. Quiet, except for the wildlife. It's my happy place. I can go to work, and it can be as crazy as it can be in a hospital, where I work, and come home to peace and serenity and calmness. And crochet helps with that. Helps me relax and focus on something or nothing. Just let your mind go and forget about the world for a minute. Oh, I said I was gonna change the color, so I'm gonna leave 2 loops on there. And then I actually didn't cut the green, so I'm gonna just pull it up and connect it. And then chain 3. And turn your work. This is what it looks like so far. It comes together pretty quickly. Just depends on how big you make your blanket, but oh, thank you, Tasha. Thank you. The other side, you start with 2 double crochets into the top of these first 2 stitches. You don't do anything with the end. Just go here and here. Then you'll do 2 around the post, and then 1 in the top, and 2 around the post, 1 in the top, 2 around the post. I can hear the birds chirping from the inside here. It's so nice to hear that. The trees are getting their buds on, and the Easter lilies are coming up. You might be able to hear the bird. It's pretty loud out there. I have made waffle blankets and scarves and mittens and beanies, amigurumi, little bunny, you name it. My only problem is weaving in the ends. I hate it. I can't find a method to make that go away. Can you put a border on there? Weaving in the ends. Sometimes if you wrap it through, you can use a needle and pull it through. I've done the burn method before too, but usually you can weave it through that way. And sometimes I put a border on there, a trim that hides all that. I don't know if that'll help or not, but with what your project is. But I know what you mean. I usually have to lay the yarn down, and then I try to tuck it in as I'm crocheting to hide it. But putting a border on things really covers all your little imperfections. Oh, we're in spring. Oh, that's right. When I guess the first day of spring happened. Didn't even realize. So technically we are in spring, not winter. Now it has to warm up. I got a chocolate chip cookie cake to make for next weekend, and some Easter cake pops for an Easter egg hunt. Some fun things coming up. What I did there. Oh, shoot. Hate when that happens. You pull the strand up, you see. And then you turn your work. And then I'll finish my waffle with the green. So you're going to go into the top of this first stitch here, avoiding the end. Just going in here in the top, doing a double crochet. Then you do one around the post. And then you do two into the top two stitches there. And then one around the post, two in the top, one around the post, all the way to the end. Yes, you're right. We do. That's why I try to do that border to hide it. Which is not nice on this Navajo blanket that I'm doing. You have a fringe on the end, so you don't have to do anything with that. It's pretty cool. Okay, that's where we're at, you guys. I'm going to jump off here and start my day. And I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday. This is the waffle stitch. Give it a try. I think you'll really like it. It's a fun stitch and it looks so pretty. I'm going to have to fix that. If you can see that, I'm going to have to frog it and go back and fix that, because that's, if it's on the end, you can, you can cover it, hide it. But when it's out like that, where I've grabbed a couple strands, I'm going to have to fix that, but that's okay. That's what it looks like, and I hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for being in my live this morning. You guys are awesome, and thanks for all the follows and likes and all that stuff too. That's really sweet of you. And I will see you all real, real soon. Have a wonderful weekend, you guys. Bye-bye.